And what do you think about the state of our country? Do you think things are getting worse?
I think it's a racial powder keg about to explode, and we're actually hoping for it. Most of the people in the Klan want it to. We want the racial tension. We want a race war, a full-out race war.
And racism is a big issue in the United States.
Well, racism's always going to be a big issue anywhere. You can't have two different races or three races. You can't have this many people living on one continent with this many different religions, this many different cultures without one trying to step on the other. I mean, that's just common sense.
But you could argue that the Klan is contributing to the problem, no?
No, the Klan ain't contributing to the problem. You can just sit back and let the blacks do their own job. I mean, let them keep killing each other in record numbers. We ain't got to, the Klan ain't got to go out and kill blacks no more. We just drop off some liquor in their town and some guns, and they do it themselves. If it was my option every weekend, I would go up to Chicago with a big truck full of whiskey and crack, marijuana, and a ton of guns and bullets and tell them have at it and just drop it off right in the middle of town. And then go home and watch my Monday morning news and laugh the whole time.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash. I want to give double honor to that apostle, that was a great millstone of rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, on our truth and sincerity. All right. This is going to be concerning civil war and race wars, which we're really basically on the brink of all out chaos, riots, civil war, and also race war. You see what's brewing over in Texas and various other areas concerning these so-called immigrants or migrants coming across the border, and different laws and legislations that have received a lot of kickback. And ultimately, civil war is going to be induced and forced and gaslighted, so to speak, by these wicked elites, all right, which ultimately, this is the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because the Most High controls these wicked elite Edomites on the left-hand side who are in the position of power, who are in the power seat, okay, according to Job 9:24. But like you heard this high-ranking level member of the KKK say, they're looking forward to, civil and race wars, all right? Because contrary to popular belief, these people think that these organizations and groups, these activists, these left-wing and right-wing, and the KKK also cease to exist anymore, all right? Or they were dismantled, all right? Which in reality, they're stronger than ever. It's just you just don't know who they are, okay? Because they have, mingled in with your every average day people, so to speak, all right? Just like in times past. But moreover, they take orders, okay? They have order amongst their organizations and groups, but they do still have secret meetings, but they have order, and they're, they've received orders to lay dormant, to not do certain acts, okay, to just wait, to be patient, because they're going to get their time to lay their hands on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, okay? And we're getting very, very close to that time, all right? Now, first, let's go to Matthew 24. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, wars and rumors of wars. Hey, and you could correlate that to civil war as well and race wars. All right. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." That's right, man. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All right, concerning, the main nations that are going to be, at each other's throats and necks in race wars is Jacob and Esau. All right, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, verse, are against the so-called white man, all right, which is biblical nationality is an Edomite, okay? You know, now in Civil War, you're going to have Edomites on Edomites, so-called white on white crime. You know, you're going to have these other nations clashing and getting each other. Hey, you're going to have Jake fighting Jake, okay? You know, especially as we enter into, you know, Jacob's trouble, okay, which we're right there at the doorstep. Now, let's jump over to Second Ezra. It's going to be a quick video. Second Ezra, let's go to Second Ezra 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And you best believe these Edomites are ready, man. You best believe they're tactically trained, and they're still training, and they're waiting for these times we're coming into. All right, a lot of them are ex-military, okay, and you know, they're looking forward to you know, acting upon their hatred for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All hell's about to break loose in these streets. All right. The comfort is going to be taken away from the people. You know, your electricity, your heat, your AC, the leisure of having a phone and being able to call 911 for help. All right, being able to run to the grocery store, to hop in a car, to travel, you know, to have a little bit of money in your bank account. All that's going to be taken away. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to strip the comfort from you people. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." All right, they're not going to be worried about the police. They're not going to be worried about going to trial, going to court. They're not going to be worried about getting caught on camera. All right, they're going to take their actions into their own hands, and you're really going to see the true nature and the true mindset of these people. That these, you know, your everyday good upstanding citizen. You know, hey, well, their true nature is going to come out, man, and Esau is gonna show them horns, man, on a very high level. You know, because a lot of our people think that the so-called white man is all right. He's a good guy. You know, that we're supposed to forgive him for the atrocities that he's done to our people, and then that he has these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' best interests in his mind, when it's complete contrary. It says, "And the course of their actions shall stand in their power." They're going to take matters into their own hands. It's going to be a survival of the fittest, so to speak, out here, man. All right. And you women, man, oh man, you women are in for a treat, man. Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Man, it's going to be a time of great fear, turmoil, all right, distress, mourning, all right, running and hiding, death. All right, America's going to have a horrible stench, a horrible smell to it, just from all the dead bodies, from people just dying and laying in the streets and decaying. All right, which is, you know, when that rain comes and washes the dead, the decaying bodies, matter, you know, down the street and into the sewer system, you know, you can just do the math how this place is going to smell. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." That's right, all out civil war, man. You're going to have neighbors fighting against neighbors because one neighbor believes in this, another believes that the migrant should be here, another believes the migrant immigrants shouldn't be here, that the border should be closed, or the border shouldn't be open, or this state versus this state, this law versus this law, Democratic versus a Republican, all right? You know, Trump supporters versus Biden supporters, or whatever the case may be. This place is completely divided on all levels, man. Like Yahweh Shah said, "A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand," roughly paraphrasing, man. All right. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Great tribulations are coming upon this place, man. And the prophets have been on the scene. All right. blowing that trumpet warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but the majority of our people, they ain't listening, man. You know? Let's jump back to Matthew 24 and let's go down to verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. All right. What did Dave Chappelle say when he was dressed up like Rick James? He said, cold blooded. Yeah. You know that, hey, people are, that love, that love is in the air. Hey, that shit went out the window, man. Okay. People are on edge. All right. Let me read that one more time. It says, it's Matthew 24 and 12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. Now let's jump over to, we'll close out on 2 Ezra 6. Let's go down to verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. This place is systematically being taken down by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Everything's going to be completely shut down. It's going to look like a ghost town. A good movie or a good series to check out is Fear of the Walking Dead, man. That's literally how Babylon's going to look, and just like the overrun, everything overgrown, everything looks like it's just hasn't been open in years, and just a darkness over the land, and then in the Fear of the Walking Dead, you had zombies running around trying to eat people. Well, hey, according to the CDC, that's that's not far-fetched, okay? Because they're preparing for a so-called zombie apocalypse, and we very well could be seeing it through this new disease that disease X or whatever. I don't want to go too much into it for obvious reasons, but we very well could see that. All right. It says, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Friends fighting against another like enemies. Okay. That's civil wars, man. Okay. And you're seeing over there in Texas, the National Guard, versus I forgot the name of the other group or organization, that wants to take down the razor wire, and another one wants to set up the razor wire, and there's like, some type of gray area with the laws, for lack of better details. But ultimately civil war could really pop off out of this, which ultimately would turn into a race war. Okay, a race and a civil war, and this has happened on American soil in times past. Okay. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. Lord willing, now is edifying to the next time. Shalom.
What do you think about the state of our country? Do you think things are getting worse?
I think it's a racial powder keg about to explode, and we're actually hoping for it. Most of the people in the Klan want it to. We want the racial tension. We want a race war, a full-out race war.
And racism is a big issue in the United States.
Well, racism's always going to be a big issue anywhere. You can't have 2 different races or 3 races. You can't have this many people living on one continent with this many different religions, this many different cultures, without one trying to step on the other. I mean, that's just common sense.
But you could argue that the Klan is contributing to the problem, no?
No, the Klan ain't contributing to the problem. You can just sit back and let the blacks do their own job. I mean, let them keep killing each other in record numbers. The Klan ain't got to go out and kill blacks no more. We just drop off some liquor in their town and some guns, and they do it themselves. If it was my option every weekend, I would go up to Chicago with a big truck full of whiskey and crack, marijuana, and a ton of guns and bullets, and tell them have at it and just drop it off right in the middle of town. And then go home and watch my Monday morning news and laugh the whole time.